It's so much about communication.
Things are just consistent. Okay, so what their agenda was, pure cash grab. We're back. This is All Ends of the Spectrum, the podcast. Your host here, 3 a.m. Alexander, famously known as Kareem Chinhu. Guys, where the fuck has everyone been? I got a special guest in studio, a reoccurring guest. Well, she was actually a part of the podcast before the podcast started. Nat, welcome back.
What's up, guys?
Wow.
I'm back. I know I say that every time I come back, but I'm back.
It feels so good to be in studio with you right now, Nat.
Yeah.
We're in a new studio.
We're in a new location right now.
We're coming from you guys, from the heart of Las Olas, Fort Lauderdale downtown. One of the biggest buildings on the 24th floor, guys.
We're in the sky right now. We're coming to you from the sky.
So if you guys are following the podcast along with the vlog, you've seen episode 62 already. The journey is real, and we're here. We're in that exact same building, and we're recording episode 18 of the podcast.
Wow, 18?
It's phenomenal.
Wow.
So, let's start off with acknowledging that my partner's back in the mix. I missed you.
What's up? I miss you too.
I feel like
The Spectrum Gang.
I haven't got a chance to sit down with you like I would normally do. We would literally strategically set up what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And I've been just like...
We've gotten a little bit more loose about the structure of these things.
Yeah,
We're kind of just going more organically.
I'm so happy to have you on board today.
Yeah.
How was your day?
I feel great to be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
It feels good to be back behind the mic again. My day was great.
Yeah, like Spectrum Gang really ask a lot about you. People are concerned. They're like, yo, you guys still together?
Yeah, they really want to know where I'm at.
Where is Nat at? Like, why hasn't she been in the vlog? Like,
I've been in the vlogs though.
You have been in the vlogs.
Yeah, that's the one place I am at.
I know, I like that. At least you are like really existing in the content world with me there.
Yeah. So, I have been finishing up one of my last semesters of graduate school. Yeah, I only have one more semester left. So
getting that master's.
These past few months have been like a real fucking grind for me. So that's pretty much what I've been doing, running around, trying not to lose my brain and go crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well,
yes.
I'm not done yet. But
seems like you are.
yeah. So I also had another field expedition a few weeks ago, and so I was getting back from that. I just moved, so there's been a lot going on.
Yeah, and I'm glad to finally sit down with you and, you know, get back to our grassroots.
I know.
All right, so let's dive into our first topic. We're gonna talk about COVID-19 because COVID-19 is still happening, people. Maybe it's not as popular on the news as it once was a few weeks ago, but let's talk about the surge of the increase on the bike industry.
Oh, okay, that's where you're going with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the bike industry.
Going crazy.
People are buying bikes, riding bikes more.
Yes.
Myself included.
Absolutely.
I want to get a bike.
You're in that ballpark.
Especially because I live in the city now, build a bike around the city. Do you think that COVID is the reason for that?
Absolutely. Since May.
Like rollerblading and puzzles. People are like buying those like random things that might have been struggling a bit.
Yes. Just because you're in the house more, you have no choice but to have a variety of things to do versus playing video games, watching YouTube. Get out and ride a fucking bike.
Yeah.
Go work out, etc. So since May, the industry of bikes says sales have been up 81%.
Oh.
That is phenomenal. It's a $1 billion industry, just the ending quarter of 2020.
Yeah. 80%.
81%, absolutely.
Well, I'm going to be another half percentage of that
soon. I like that. So, COVID. Let's talk a little bit about COVID. Have you noticed how it's kind of just washing away in a way?
It's not, though.
It's not?
I have a prime example, and I can probably see the place from right here.
Drop it.
But the wharf in Fort Lauderdale, for those of you that don't know, the wharf, I think it originated in Miami, but it's like a big, just like outdoor bar, they have food
Service.
trucks, they have like games like cornhole and stuff. It's just, it's the wharf. And like they're usually right on the water. The one in Miami's on the water, the one here in Fort Lauderdale is on the river.
Great landmarks.
Yeah. And so the wharf, they just finally reopened actually the weekend that I moved in. So like a few weeks back.
Yeah.
They just reopened. I think they were open for, was it one weekend?
It was literally 2 days. So
they were, let me finish.
Go
So
for it.
they
Sorry,
were
go for it.
open, Thursday, Friday, or I think it was just Friday, Saturday. And there was an article written about them and like pictures showing like no one wearing a mask and like a lot of people. That place shut down.
The following day.
Like the next weekend it was no longer open.
Absolutely.
That place was open for a weekend and then
Yes.
got shut down because it wasn't abiding by the rules.
Okay, so what their agenda was, pure cash grab.
Yeah.
They just wanted to make a $50,000 weekend, $30,000 weekend because the place was packed. And if you obviously are aware, episode 61, I gave you guys some club tips. I gave you guys some tips on how to get into the wharf.
Oh, because you finessed.
We finessed.
In there.
I didn't finesse alone. You were along with me for the ride. So yes, the wharf actually had a crazy article written about them in the Sun Sentinel of Florida the following day after we visited that Friday. Saturday morning, I woke up, got a notification to my phone with picture, insert, COVID-19 is at risk. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I showed you. I was like, look at this article they just got written about them the following day.
We were like, that's so weird. Like, we didn't really think much of it. And
said
then the
it.
next weekend.
I literally said, I'm like, they're not going to be open after this.
Well, yeah, I guess you did.
Yeah, so RIP The Wharf, and shout out to Bodega because we've been going there actually. We checked them out in their little speakeasy little club.
Yeah, that's a vibe. It's a little overhyped in my
It's
opinion.
too actually overhyped.
But it's, it's right outside my building so I can go there whenever I want.
You will never go there. It's fucking, it's cheesy. It's washed.
But another thing that's maybe not COVID related.
Talk to me.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, my
that
Thanksgiving.
came up recently.
Yeah, that was just
kind of a weird Thanksgiving
a week ago,
vibe
a week
this
and a
year.
half ago.
Yeah.
My Thanksgiving was phenomenal. We celebrated at the Blue House. Relatives included. Mama Bear there, you were there. You brought a green bean casserole.
My favorite Thanksgiving dish, green bean casserole.
You went crazy. I think I had a decent amount of that in my tummy by the end of the night.
Comfort food.
I prepared a little kale salad, baby tomatoes and cheese.
That little kale salad you had was snap.
It was busting for the next few days. I came back to it. It stayed in the refrigerator.
You could add things to it. Like I was putting some salmon on late night. I made
Yo, so
weird.
That particular Thanksgiving this year was great. And if you obviously are aware, also had a little bit of that in episode 62. Things are just consistent. I put out a podcast, I put out a video. It feels so good to have these things bleeding into each other.
And this Thanksgiving for me was pretty different. I've spent every Thanksgiving back home with my family in my hometown, and this is the first year I didn't.
Oh man, it must have been different for you.
It was different for sure, but I wouldn't change it.
You adapted very well, actually. You held yourself.
Your family is so welcoming and just very good people and good energy. So I had a great time.
So we've celebrated the 4th of July together on the roof at the Blue House.
Okay.
Thanksgiving now.
And then we're also gonna be together on Christmas.
Fire. So we are kind of really seriously in this together. We're kind of really in this.
We're coming up on a year.
I like that a lot. So let's talk about Netflix for a second.
Netflix has been our friend.
Yeah. So I'm kind of borderline bingeable, but this isn't bingeable topic.
Yeah,
I just want to talk about
bingeable.
Netflix. Yes.
Okay.
So Netflix right now is in headlines. It's in a lot of headlines. They're actually preparing to raise their monthly subscription, from no longer the $7 to $14.99 for the premium and basic.
Oh.
They're raising it up to a $21 basic, $32 premium monthly subscription right now.
So, questions.
Talk to me.
Netflix costs $14.99 right now?
Right now, at the end of this 2020, yes.
Okay, because I remember when Netflix first came out, it was $10 a
It was
month.
$7.
Or, okay,
Yeah.
7. So now it's up to 15. do they like notify all their users, or they just like on the January they just charge them the new price?
So how it works, it's a subscription base. Each
can
month
cancel.
you have a chance to cancel within that month, but come that following bill date, which it could be on the 15th of from when you sign up. It could be on the 15th of every month. They're gonna charge you on the 15th, but they will send you out a notification email saying, hey, we're raising our prices.
Yeah.
So
Of
be
course.
prepared for this next billing to say this.
Gotcha. So my thoughts on that is, I'm really not that surprised. I mean, Netflix is the major streaming platform. They're creating original films and shows that are better than anything that's on TV. Like, I understand why they are raising their prices, but to get into like the $20 a month, that's kind of a lot.
It's pricey.
I think anything under 20, like, people are okay
So
with.
now that comes into place. Think about your average household. People have either cable or they have internet.
Yeah.
Internet comes along with cable because you need a router and a monitor to actually set it all up.
Yeah.
It comes with a house phone or a landline also too. So
you
it's
get
like
that package.
they're actually making people choose whether or not they're gonna have it cable or they're gonna have internet.
And let's be honest, people are gonna choose internet.
People are gonna choose internet.
100%.
So right now in my household, we have like the Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Like it comes with all these apps and you can, stream as much as you want. You actually have like a pretty cool TV which comes with all these apps which
Roku.
Shout out Roku. It gives you an opportunity to not even think about having actual cable ever. You have all these streaming platforms at your fingertips, literally. So Netflix is showing that they want to be in high demand come 2021. I don't know about Hulu. I'm not sure about HBO or Showtime.
Probably all
All
gonna
these.
follow eventually.
But
you gotta, stay competitive.
Let me say this. What's happening is that a lot of networks are removing their content from Netflix. Like say CBS, TBS.
You said The Office.
Yes, they're removing
That is-
and they're going over to HBO. So HBO is Time Warner.
Yeah.
They own Viacom, they own all these big corporations and production companies to be able to say, we don't want to shop with Netflix or Hulu anymore. We want to bring you guys to our platforms.
Yeah.
Which is what they're doing. So it's kind of like really exciting.
It's like it's a huge competition.
Right?
Like we were the whole social dilemma.
Yes.
Like it's all about keeping attention.
Oh.
Who can keep your attention the longest?
It is
so like
true.
These places are competing for our attention.
And you're seeing it right now, it's unfolding. So Netflix is getting the really hot iron right now. A lot of people are just gonna start boycotting, supposedly, maybe going over to YouTube and YouTube
yeah.
TV.
I mean, like, first they took off Friends, and now The Office.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec will probably go next. Like,
a lot of
people are gonna be upset about that
Yeah.
and go where their favorite shows go.
and they're going to be going to other streaming platforms. They're not going to be on Netflix anymore. So Netflix wants to get a lot of money. It's a cash grab, it may seem. That's why they're like, we're going to raise our prices. If people are leaving, fuck it. We don't want anyone to just be able to just come back each month for a basic subscription. If over on HBO they're doing $20 monthly subscriptions, which they are, why Netflix coming late to the party? Why couldn't they do it? So that's what they did. They said that they want to compete with other companies and they're going to raise their prices. I'm probably not going to give a fuck about it because I don't pay for Netflix.
I don't either.
So that's like, hopefully whoever's paying for the
Yeah,
Netflix
they're
that I'm
okay
on,
with it.
they still watch it. Like they're not tripping.
So I know that Hulu does Hulu originals.
Yes.
HBO doesn't do HBO originals.
They are going to start.
Well, you got to.
They're
Like
gonna
Netflix,
start.
Their original movies and shows are.
Which one of your
fire.
favorites? Do you have a favorite
I
offhand?
don't even know.
I have
like,
a favorite. So mine would be You from them. But even though it wasn't,
That's a Netflix original.
it's not. It was bought from Netflix. They bought it at a very low price. It was from like CW.
Yeah, CW.
It was from the CW, and Netflix bought that show at a very low price and made it popular
and now
years later.
They're doing more seasons on Netflix.
That's why I'm upset right now, and this is why I'm talking about Netflix, and I feel like they've been slacking, and they haven't released any new content all 2020. No new seasons of anything. We've been rewatching a lot of the same stuff. Like, I almost want to dive into my bingeable right now, because we're so...
Well, it's a good transition.
We're like
yeah.
all Netflix crazy. So then let's dive into my bingeable. That is a 2019 bingeable that I'm watching. It's not even renewed. No new fucking seasons or anything. Black Mirror.
Oh my god.
I gotta hit you guys with Black Mirror. All right, so Black Mirror started in 2011, 5 seasons long already. On IMDb, 8.10. It's fire. Rotten Tomato, 83. I really like the show. So my actual favorite episode, because I'm gonna give you guys an episode that's my favorite. It's gonna be called The Archangel, and I think it's probably in season 3 or so. So in this season, it's kind of it's a really interesting transition, and they show you weird ways on how technology is going to be incorporated with the human brain. In this particular episode, it was a young girl and a mom. She was a single parent, and she just wanted to be a little bit more aware of what her daughter was going through. She seemed like she was very soft and timid. She goes to school, she gets bullied, all these things.
Yeah.
So the mom just wanted to be aware of what's going on and see it for her own perspective to then help her with counseling. Mm-hmm. It's this iPad. And on the iPad, you can literally see what the person is doing at all times. You can monitor their heart rate. You can see like their stress levels. You can see so many features. You can track them.
It's essentially a chip.
It's a chip.
The daughter's chip.
It's literally a chip.
And she's like one of the last of that
chip.
kind.
Yes.
Because like the ruler, whoever's like governing this society that we're looking at Black Mirror, like ended all the chipping.
Yes.
And so that daughter is one of the last ones that has a chip.
So in this episode, the mom is a very nice woman. She seemed a little bit overly protective and just curious. She watches her daughter having sex as a teen.
Spoiler.
Yeah. Well, obviously you guys have
had
to see.
You guys want to watch this skip.
You guys okay? I'm gonna drop a little bit more.
Away.
So she watches her daughter having sex. Her daughter is obviously into a teen. The mom shows up to this teen's job. He works at a mattress place or whatever. She shows up, she freaks out, spazzes out on him, tells him to stay away from the daughter, fucking makes him freak out. The teen goes back to the daughter and says, "You're chipped, your mom knows about us," and then she kind of like does her own homework and figures out that she has the device still. She has the software, she didn't keep it away.
Yeah. You skipped over one part where the mom like put away
all
the
stuff.
Tablet when the girl was like maybe like 8 or 9. She's like, I'm not gonna spy on her anymore.
Yes.
She like put everything up in the attic, blah blah blah. And now the girl's like 16, like a teenager, high school, and something happened where she didn't know where her daughter was. Like she wasn't answering her phone calls, blah blah blah. And so she goes up into the attic and looks at the tablet for the first time in years.
Crazy.
The daughter, I guess, thought that she was unchipped somehow, which like you would have remembered if you got a chip taken out. And that's when she opens the tablet, boots everything back up, and sees her daughter having sex. Or actually, because it's in the viewpoint of the daughter, so she sees the guy like on top of her, like moaning, and she's like, ah!
The daughter's like, "Fuck me harder."
Oh my gosh, she said that.
She did say that.
And her
So
mom's like, no, no, no.
this is crazy. All right, so that's my bingeable for this week. I want to slow down the podcast a little bit, and I want to take you guys into a sleeper now. Nat, we're going to pick up strong with you after our break. My sleeper for this week is going to be called Poison by Lancey Foux. He's a UK artist, super fire. He's been around since like the early 2010, I would say, but he's not too poppin'.
Gotcha.
He got poppin' later on because he got into like the modeling game, and obviously in the UK is where Paris Fashion Week and all these things, so he got his buzz from potentially being a model and having like an interesting look. Then it sprung off to him actually being a rapper. Shout out to Lancey Foux. This is called Poison. Let's go.
They don't know nothing about it. 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 I feel like poison. They don't know nothing about it. 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 I feel like poison. Good. I'm good for nobody, nobody, no good. I'm good for nobody, yeah. I'm no good. nothing about it. They don't know 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 nothing about it. I feel like poison. They don't know nothing about it. 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 I feel like poison.
Poison ivy, apple on my eye, I can't explain. Think it might be truffles in the sky, they tried to blame it all on you. They put it all on you, but I was tripping either way. Even if we go our separate ways, things won't change. I'm dipping liquid, fly away. I'm microdosing on your taste, on your tongue. We're only young, so let's do poison. Let's do poison. Let's do poison.
Yo, that's a bleep right there. No cap. Alright, we're going back in. Yeah, so that was my sleeper for this week. Lancey, Foux, Poison. They don't really know nothing about it.
Also, I just wanted to mention, you guys might be hearing some background music, and we apologize, but also like not really. We're in a private room here in the building, but they're playing like loud music outside, so we don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I just wanted to acknowledge it. We're thinking about our listeners. We want the audio quality to be fantastic, which it is.
Facts. So what I'm actually gonna do about that background noise is I'm gonna add a lo-fi instrumental in the background anyway to add ambiance as we're talking.
Got it.
Just because I did that on the last podcast, and people really like that shit.
Nice.
Like people were hitting me like, yo, that was so chill.
That was-
like
yeah,
I was able to listen to it anywhere, and I was like, word. So I think I actually want to do that again with our voices, so we can keep that aesthetic.
Yeah, I don't know why they're playing like house music, but you know what?
But
it's fine.
this spot is fire. There's people literally down there playing pool. Like it's a vibe out here, guys. Like if you could be here, you would want to be kind of in this setting too. We separate ourselves and do professional shit on the side that we can go have fun later. That's what this shit's about.
Boom. But one thing that I wanted to talk to you about, you got a new toy.
I did.
Very cool new toy.
Yeah. So Black Friday, as you guys know, just recently passed. Cyber Monday hit heavy. Electronics and devices were pretty much free cash grab. If you got money, they were selling. You got money to spend, you were pulling up to these spots, you were going to Best Buy, you were pulling up to DJI, you were blowing a bag on those days. Yes, I got a Maverick DJI drone, and it is phenomenal. It is such a fire drone. I feel like a kid when I'm operating that thing.
So cool.
You've got to fly. What do you think about it?
So I've flown. I was nervous.
It's okay. That's really.
I don't know why. I just like have a feeling it's gonna drop out of the sky for no reason.
That's normal.
And like Kareem was like, it will literally never drop out of the sky. Like it'll return home before the battery dies. It will never drop. Which like, I also still don't really understand. Like, it's still technology. Like things can happen. It can drop out of the sky in a freak accident.
Things can happen, and as far as like the connection and the signal from the drone to the device that is my phone, because it's all like a memory connected to a phone. I'm watching it in real time, float, hover around. The way that this device, it's a Japanese created device. The way that this device was created, it is AI, essentially. It's an AI drone that literally takes commands through a controller at all costs. If the controller is not giving a demand, it will not move.
Yes. Yeah.
So I threw the drone up here at the building the other day, and I literally told Nat a few days ago, I was like, yo, ever since I started flying the drone, watch, we're gonna see people have drones now. Someone's gonna pull up, have a drone the same day that we got through a fire workout and I went down to go fly on the drone. Fucking dude comes up to me and has a drone and sits right next to me and starts talking about drones.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is insane. Like, he said he came down from his floor, which was on like the 26th. Apparently everyone lives on the 26th floor here.
Right.
He's like, yeah, I saw you flying your drone from the 26th floor, so I came down to fly next to you. And I was just
also,
like...
they had the same drone.
I thought that
Exact
was
same drone.
fucking sane.
Yeah.
So, just a little spoiler. I'm more of a professional than he was, essentially. He fucking crashed his drone.
His camera broke.
He broke his drone.
Dude, I think I like crashed it.
He legit broke his drone, and I felt really bad because I invited him without knowing. Like, I was flying my drone.
He came down with his drone.
He came down on his own cognizance
on
and
you.
he made his own decision as an adult. But listen to this, when it comes down to purchasing these type of devices, if you are not insured and have protection on your device, you are throwing away your money once you walk out of that.
Especially that deal that you got.
Yeah.
Such a good deal.
You're throwing away
it was
money.
Like $50.
Actually, no.
Less?
It was $150 for a 2-year protection.
But they'll replace the drone.
They'll replace
completely.
yes,
Yeah.
and they'll give me a new one, etc. All that. But this particular situation with this guy, the first thing I said
was, do you have protection?
right, like, bro, like in any case, it's like.
He's like, nah.
And I felt so bad. I was like, damn.
But anyway, I don't really want to talk about him too much.
But he's an idiot for not
Yeah.
protecting his own purchase. Like, bro, you don't walk out of a place just buying something and not knowing what's gonna happen when you leave there. So I'm insured and I'm proud of that. Love you, Mom, for this purchase. And we lit the drone's fire.
The drone, so I was nervous to fly it, but I was like, yes, of course, I want to try. So I didn't want to try at this building because we're flying already like 20 stories in the air. I'm like, you know what? Let's like start on just ground level.
Respect.
And let me practice.
At the Blue House.
And so it's truly a live video game. You have 2 joysticks, you got the back triggers with your index fingers, like it's freaking cool.
Right.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie, I mean I want to keep practicing and getting better because I've only flown it twice. I did it once on the ground and then once in the building, flew over the river. Yo, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And you can just like pop it up real quick, come back down. It's like super easy to like start up and stop.
So with this particular purchase, I got the Fly combo. Like, it's all about the accessories when it comes to these like devices.
Is,
it's like
yeah.
if you buy just a drone with 1 battery, like,
Idiot.
I don't even know what you think you're doing. Like,
The battery charger has 3 slots.
well, that is with the Fly combo. If you bought a drone, if you buy the regular basic, which it would have been $100 to $200 less, and it just comes with 1 battery, and it comes in an even smaller box that I have. So I kind of lucked out, and I prepared myself for a fun 2021. That's why I got it, because I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be doing some traveling. I'm gonna be in different parts.
You need it. You're traveling, yeah.
I want to see essentially different shit, and if I can have this device, which I've been talking about it for a while, mind you, I've had one before, but this one is different, and this one is top tier.
Nice. It's a little robot.
This is top tier.
Yeah. So that's been very exciting.
Okay, baby, can you give us a sleeper today? Let's
All
chill
right.
him out again.
Let's. You know, my sleeper is always to be chill vibes.
Give me your bag.
So my sleeper this week. Oh, it feels so good to say that. Oh my god, it just like stopped me in my tracks a little bit. I haven't said that in a while.
I really like that.
It's called Busted Open by Cool Company. Let's go.
I said, shawty, bust it open, and she put that thing in motion. Wetter than the ocean, about to swallow emotion. Shawty, bust it open, and she put that thing in motion. Wetter than the ocean, about to swallow emotion. So deep.
Every time that I'm in her, I know that I'm in love. The moment that I leave, ooh, that craving it calls to me. My baby, she's such a freak, don't need other company. She doing it all for me. My baby, she all I need. My baby, she all I need. Room full of queens and she all I see. Take her out to eat and it's all on me. Take her to the crib and it probably take her to the bed where we not gon' sleep. Creak, 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 R.I.P. Take a little break, then I look her in her face and say,
I said, shawty, bust it open, and she put that thing in motion. swallow emotions. So deep, so deep, so deep with it, so deep, so deep, so deep in love, so deep, so deep, so deep with it, so deep, so deep, so deep in love. We gon' be alright, long as we just keep on. We gon' be alright, long as we just keep on. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright.
I think Poseidon must have personally put together her pussy. It's just so wet and it's gushy. That's not to mention her bosom. I lay my head on the cushion and it was like, wow, this must be heaven, cause baby, you is a goddess. Blessing me, what's the recipe for what you've given me? Cause girl, you know I need it for eternity. And yup, I know it's cheesy, but I need this here just like the air I breathe.
Bust it open, and she put that thing in motion. Wetter than the ocean, about to swallow my ocean. Shorty bust it open, and she put that thing in motion. Wetter than the ocean, about to swallow my ocean. So deep.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, song by Cool Company called Busted Open. I'm gonna move right to my bingeable though right now because 3 wanted to get his off in the beginning, so now I'm gonna get mine off now.
It's respectable.
I've been watching a lot of Black Mirror. Kareem and I have been watching a lot of Black Mirror, and it's kind of freaky how they literally predicted what's happening right now. I don't have the energy to get into conspiracy theories on this episode, but Black Mirror knew some things before they happened. So that's pretty much the only show I've been watching, and 3 already covered that. So I'm gonna actually talk about a podcast that I like, that I've been listening to a lot more recently. It's called Oops, the podcast. And it's these 2 like New York City comedians, which I feel like is like every podcast in New York, like New York City comedians. Their names, Francis Ellis and Julio. He has like an Italian last name. I don't know his last name. But basically it's these 2 dudes, and like the reason I like their podcast is because, I don't know, like they don't really have, I mean, the name is called Oops, the podcast, so it's just supposed to be like stupid, like embarrassing stories that they had, like weird questions that they ask each other. And so that's like the theme of their podcast, but their episodes are just like about very normal things and like very relatable, you know, and so I just like it because they're like funny too. The 2 guys are like actually pretty funny. It's called Oops, the podcast. They come out, I think, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so they have 2-hour-long episodes a week.
That's fire.
That's also, another reason why I like it. But check them out. I think they're funny, but I also think they're pretty intelligent. So like they have actually conversations that like most people can relate to, because it's just like everyday, like mundane, stupid things that happen to you. So check that out. That's my bingeable. I'm gonna do a podcast this week.
I respect that.
Yeah.
100%. So I just want to dive in with this for all the Spectrum gang out there. I want to give you guys some tips. Obviously, you guys know me and Nat are going on our year break right now.
Not break.
Well, we're breaking a year together. Not necessarily breaking, but we're going on a year and scaling for the next few years, eternity, whomever knows. We want to give you guys some tips on how to remain together and stay together.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you a question because people always say this. Am I controlling?
Who says that?
People say it all the time and they're just like, yo, you're so controlling. Do you control Nat's life? And I need you to tell them that that's not true.
Who says that?
You are a free woman and you act on your own cognizance. You do whatever you please. You don't have to run anything by me.
100%.
Yes, let these people know.
I am not the type of girl that is controlled.
I like that.
That is not what's happening at all.
Perfect.
I think you and I both have very strong personalities at times, and so like there can be some conflict there because we're both like a little stubborn but yet sensitive.
Yes.
And so that's like kind of where some of the issues might arise, but no.
So
I don't think you're controlling.
some random DMs. You know, obviously sometimes a lot of the spam is just negative energy. People are hating on the relationship, hating on the life that they don't have.
Like, they don't know us.
Right. So my point is in a relationship, to have like a sustainable relationship, it's not about controlling your partner. It's not about not wanting each other to be free and to be happy. You want to see them be happy and be happy for them, along with any accomplishments that come in the relationship. A lot of what I know in our relationship is we remove a lot of our egos when it comes to things. We compromise a lot. That's one of the big
That's
things.
something that we're getting better at, though.
Yes.
I think we've grown a lot in that regard of like recognizing when the other person like might need a little bit more from you, and like realizing, okay, I need to give in right now and like meet in the middle. We've gotten a lot better at that.
Yeah.
For sure. Cause yeah.
So that's tip number 2. It's just compromising and kind of like,
But like, pick your battles.
Yes.
I know that's like a cliche saying, but you really gotta think about what's important here. Like, there's been times I wanted to like go off about just like some stupid shit that just like pissed me off. I'm like, you know what? Doesn't matter.
yeah,
And he didn't do anything wrong, so I'm not even gonna pick I'm not gonna pick this battle.
respectful. So another tip we want to share is just giving space, you know, giving each other a little bit of the space, whether it be not up each other's ass on a text message every 5 minutes, not, you know, like if we're in the same house, maybe we don't have to be in the same room the entire time. We can separate
No, yeah.
for up to a few hours and then come back, and like it's normal, instead of being on top of each other, micromanaging. Oh, what are you doing on your phone? What are you doing on your computer? I think our relationship is a little stronger in that sense. We don't really micromanage each other like
No.
social medias and all that stuff. A lot of other relationships, I would say people have issues in that case. Like, for example, we met a friend last night, and he was expressing like he was in a relationship for 4 years with a significant person, his significant other, and they recently suffered a turmoil and ended due to social media.
Crazy.
And I thought about what he was saying, and I had so much questions for him. Like, I literally picked his brain the entire time. I know I got annoying, but like,
He was like, yo, I don't want to talk about my ex anymore.
right? I was like just asking all these questions because I was curious. I was like, what makes a person be in a relationship for X amount of years and just
And
like,
then just end, yeah.
you know, just want to be consumed with social media and thoughting? Like, that's boring, bro. Because at the end of the day, you don't really have like a real
But
relationship.
you can't control people's choices. If that's what they want to do, why would you want someone that doesn't want to be with you?
Facts.
Like-
So my point is about the third tip would just be removing the social media from your relationship. Like, we post each other a lot. You're always on my story, you're on my feed, etc. But when it comes to the relationship for other people, I'm speaking to you guys out there, when it comes to your relationship, don't worry about your girl's followers. Like, don't worry about your man's followers. Don't worry about all that stuff, because at the end of the day, you get to be with him when you're with him.
Yeah.
And you can determine how your days go together. When he's not around you, maybe his followers look a little sketch, you know, maybe her followers look a little sketch. A lot of girls, 90% of their followers are dudes.
Yeah.
Most of the time. For girls, it's a little crazy. For dudes, it's a little weird. It's in between. Like, he may be a bro, he may not be a bro, he may just be a hoe. But we gotta respect our partners out there. And my last tip would just be is allowing growth. Like, you said this very well yesterday, because we were having a little moment ourselves, like towards the ending of the night. We had a crazy fire night.
Yeah,
we were
we
getting
said a
like,
lot.
we were getting a little, you know what I mean? But
A little feisty.
we allowed ourselves to grow instead of, you know, repeating into the same steps of previous issues. We allowed ourselves to grow.
Yeah, so I guess I'll kind of go off of that. I definitely co-sign everything that you said, 100%. I think another thing that's made us work and made us like feel really comfortable with each other is communication.
Yeah.
Like, I know, again, everyone says that communication is key, but like, it really is. Like, a healthy relationship is about talking and it's about listening. You cannot expect the other person to know what you're thinking or feeling. You have to express yourself, and then that other person also needs to be willing to listen and adapt so that they can help you, get through this, and you guys can get through it together. It's so much about communication. And for me, like personally, I think I have pretty good communication skills. Like I'm able to articulate like what it is that I'm feeling, and then it takes me a little bit longer to understand why I'm feeling that way. But once I get to that point, I think I'm pretty good at expressing that to you. And I think we've grown a lot in that regard. Like our communication has really improved. Not that it was, we just didn't know each other at the beginning. And now that we know each other, like that's when we do get in these little tiffs and like we're angry about whatever, like we never leave each other like angry. They say like never go to bed or angry. We don't ever like just piss off and like walk away angry with each other. We always like talk it out. Like as uncomfortable as it is, you just gotta get that shit in the air.
Yeah.
Don't play games.
Yeah, so guys, that was tips from Spectrum Gang. Tips with us, tips with your favorite two people. You guys are going to be back soon to follow up with us. I think we're going to cap it out here at about 40-minute mark. I love you guys.
Thank you guys for listening. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, episode 18, All Into the Spectrum. Nat, it's good to have you on. I missed you so much.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.
We out.